So we now follow the story on the aftermath of Vegeta's final attack, the Atomic Shine attack, and it actually is pretty devastating what he did, not only to where Rigger was standing, but everything in the area. But the one cool thing that is added to this scene is that Piccolo mentions that it's hard to sense anything at all right now, and he can't sense any ki. So to me, I get the feeling that after such a devastating attack that had such high ki, maybe unstable ki, just rampant in the area, and the fallout of that means that it is hard to sense other people's ki mixed together in it. It's something that we don't really think about in Dragon Ball, but it's something that's really interesting that's added here. And this point is pushed even further when Sapari's scouter is not working. It can't read anything, and she thinks that it's dead, but it's a possibility that now, with the mixture of the fallout from the attack and just the devastating loss of the area, it is possible that you really can't feel anything, and you can't sense anything, and you can't see anything with the scouter. And after the fight with Rigger, Gotenks has disassembled back to Goten and Trunks, and they are saying that they don't really remember anything that happened when they were fused together, but it looks like Vegeta, he may have accomplished it, even though Piccolo says this waringly because he knows, especially in Dragon Ball, that there's a possibility that this guy is still alive. But Piccolo knows also that Vegeta, he doesn't have much in the gas tank left. He completely wasted his reserves, and right now he is at his weakest, most vulnerable state because he doesn't have any more ki, and he needs Goten and Trunks to go pick him up. This attack was so powerful that it was felt all the way on the other side of the universe at the Supreme Kai's planet, and we see here that I was correct. Goku and Gohan are both on the planet. Gohan did not go back to a life of studying. He's training with his father on the world of the Kais, and he thinks that, you know, with the training that's going on, and they all can feel exactly what just happened, to the point where Oob's like, maybe Vegeta's training a little bit too hard on Earth. But Goku is like, no, that's not it. He feels something, and that is when the Elder Kai cuts them off, because he's been waiting for them to stop and slow down so he can relay the message that Vegeta needs their help, that Earth is in trouble. To the point where Goku finally asks Elder Kai, so what's going on Earth, even though, like, who knows how much time has passed since this message has not been relayed, and, you know, they ended up trying to press the Goku button to bring him back. But back on Earth, we see that Vegeta actually is still conscious, but this won't save him from the wrath of Sapari, who's crying, who's coming at him, and is willing to probably kill him herself. And she may actually be strong enough at this point, because Vegeta is far weaker right now and frailer than he ever has been after that attack. Now I get it. Sapari is having a meltdown because her husband just got killed right in front of her, right before her eyes. At least she thinks so. And she's taking it out on Vegeta. Even though Piccolo's trying to go to bat for Vegeta, she yells at him like, I can't believe how stupid I was. I was starting to think you had changed. But, like, I mean, Sapari, he challenged Vegeta. He threatened Vegeta's family, Earth, and he threatened to kill Vegeta in cold blood. Like, Rigger literally would not let it go, regardless of how good and goody two-shoes Vegeta was, how much he's changed. There was no way that Rigger was gonna let that slide. She digs in even deeper by saying, I was wrong, you're the same monster you've always have been. It's like, no, he hasn't. He may be a monster in fighting, but at the same time, he tried to stop this fight several times over, or at least pull back from the fight to figure out, like, can we meet on common ground? Like, I didn't really, you know, I didn't mean to beat you up, and he probably didn't remember that he killed his mom, all this stuff, but Rigger was not having it. So the fact that Sapari's coming at him, I understand that she is distraught right now, but all her line of yelling and accusations, they don't make any sense. And she says exactly what I was saying, that she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna kill you myself. And honestly, she may be able to kill him herself because of how weak he is right now. But I mean, Piccolo, Goten, and Trunks, all of them combined, I don't think that they would let that happen. Even though she's supposedly stronger, or a strong Saiyan, I don't think she's strong enough to take all of them down. But at that moment, we get the signaling that I was waiting for, because I knew for a fact Rigger's not dead. it doesn't make any sense for this series to keep going if Rigger is down at the bottom of that grave. And it looks like his power level is finally resurfaced, and it's not like he's dead. He's very much alive. And in a spectacular superhero entrance, Rigger shoots out of the crater and lands right in front of them. But when he lands, it looks like yeah, he isn't the same Rigger from before, because if you look at this correctly, it looks like he's got some fur on his shoulders, meaning that there is a possibility that he went a Super Saiyan 4 variant or Super Saiyan 4, and it's obviously Rigger because Sapari is yelling that it is Rigger. So yeah, this is not the end of this fight whatsoever. I'm not sure how they're going to keep this going with Vegeta out for the count and not being strong enough to face off against Rigger's even previous forms. So Rigger is Super Saiyan 4. Now, whether he was able to go Super Saiyan 4 before or not, I don't know. I guess we'll find out right here if this is the secret transformation that he was talking about. But before, he was using some sort of like legendary transformation. So him being in Super Saiyan 4 and everybody being shocked, this could be a possibility that the attack pushed him into going into Super Saiyan 4 to save his life. But just the design of him in Super Saiyan 4, to be honest, I think this looks better than the original transformation design, because this looks almost like it's a Super Saiyan 4 Raditz, in my opinion. So Rigger is as surprised as anybody that, you know, he's still among the living. And when Sapari runs into his arms, he still hasn't lost the fact that he's like very nurturing with her. I'm sorry that I worried you. I apologize for that. But after he sees what's left of Vegeta, he goes on his little monologue and he says that even though I thought you got me with that one, only my master has ever hit me hard enough to force me into my assault form. In that regard, you have my respect. So he's got a master that we don't know of, and he calls Super Saiyan 4 his assault form, which is a really cool way to say Super Saiyan 4, in my opinion. That's really, really cool. Assault form. That's awesome. Almost makes you think that Ultra Instinct is the defense form. And Rigger is ready to clean this up because it looks like he doesn't really even need the assault form for Vegeta now, and he just goes right back into his previous form, which was the Super Saiyan variant that he had, because now he realizes that Vegeta is basically gassed out. He's got nothing left. None of them do. There's nothing else that they can do, and basically it's time for Goku to swap in to save the day. And speak of the devil, we cut right to Goku, who is looks like he's healed up 100%. He has one senzu bean. Gohan says that Vegeta needs that senzu bean now more than ever, and maybe they'll do fusion. If they do fusion, I think Goku and Vegeta against Rigger, I think just based on the power level that's been on display between all of these characters, I think that a fusion, like a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, would definitely be strong enough to defeat Rigger. And with Goku ready to go, Rigger is also ready to go. He literally just starts walking right toward Vegeta. He's gonna make good on his promise where he told Vegeta, like, I want you to realize that you could have never won this. Give me everything that you have, because I am going to take it, tank it, and send it all back to you. And that's exactly what's about to happen here. Unfortunately, Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo are about to get caught in the crossfire. And this is my favorite panel right here. This is my favorite page, where Trunks literally jumps in front of Vegeta and says no. Like, he stands there defiantly against his monster, and he's like, you will not hurt my dad. I'm going to protect them. And Vegeta yells at him, nah, you gotta move out of the way, man. He is too much for you. He's going to destroy you, and you're not gonna get destroyed right in front of me. Vegeta is obviously, he's treating this grave situation with the seriousness that it deserves, even though Rigger is like, just move, boy. Move or be moved. Again, with the one-liners. I love Rigger. And Trunks is not moving. He transforms into a Super Saiyan with a ponytail, and he's ready to rock and roll. And then he drops another gem on us. He says that, but if this is your choice, your staunch defiance in defense of him is admirable. You remind me of my son. So he has a kid, which means that besides these two, there's a third pure-blooded Saiyan out there. And I'm like wondering, like, how old's the kid? Where is he at? Why didn't he come to this revenge? Like, why didn't he come help his father? If he's big enough to kind of defend his father in this way, to have Trunks remind Rigger of his own son, that means that his son must be, older. And so I'm wondering why they didn't bring him and where he's at right now. So Rigger throws that haymaker, that very famous One Punch Man punch, the one that's about to just destroy Trunks. And before it strikes, someone catches it, and obviously you can tell who it is. And I love this introduction to Goku. Not only is Goku brought in as a savior, somebody that defending his friends and family and saves Trunks' life just now, but at the same time, everybody, all his friends are shocked, but even Rigger is kind of shocked, like, who the hell is this? And Sapari's scouter is going off because he's so powerful that Goku had to match the strength of Rigger, who is now in his Super Saiyan transformation, to be able to catch that fist. So it all kind of works beautifully to show that Goku is extremely powerful compared to everybody else, and he may be the fight that Rigger has been asking for. This is how you have a serious yet goofy Goku that is childlike yet adult-like. This right here, Dragon Ball Super, take note. So it's not even just Goku who came in, it's Oob and Gohan also. And when Goku grabs the punch, he's like, yo. And you can tell, like, this is like a very happy-go-lucky type of Goku. Everybody else is serious besides him, so it's very much like Dragon Ball Super. But at the same time, you can see the little sweat going down his face because he wasn't sure, more than likely, if he was going to be able to catch that fist in time before it did some serious damage to Trunks. This is how you introduce your MC. This is how Goku should be treated, with respect, because he is childlike, but at the same time, he knows how to be serious and he knows when to be serious. And of course, everybody's ecstatic to see Goku here. Finally, we have the MC has returned. He's here to handle business. And Rigger's like, come on, man, like, where are you guys coming from? I can't lift up a rock around this planet to find somebody that is willing to step into this fight. Goku jumps right in to, again, Rigger's strength. He's like, you're the guy making all the fuss. I can tell that you really are strong. Like, this comes off as Goku, even he's still like worried about the situation, but he's marveling over the strength of Rigger. But Rigger is getting so frustrated now because the guy who he thought was a monster actually not only has a family, has friends, but it seems like every single person on this planet is willing to give themselves up to save Vegeta. So what does that say about Vegeta and how much he's changed? And Vegeta is happy to see Goku, and I mean, he's trembling here when he's saying this because he almost just saw his son's life flash before his eyes, fashionably late as usual, Kakarot, and this name is what piques Rigger's interest. Kakarot, that's a Saiyan name, and Rigger doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care if there's like a million Saiyans against him. He doesn't care if he's got to go against the entire Saiyan army. He's like, are you all gonna come at me? All you guys are gonna do this just for one guy? Like, I only want one guy. Let me run this fade. Let me get my man, and then you guys can just like live free. Like, I don't even have to destroy the planet or nothing. I just kill this guy and I'll leave. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I like the motivation of Rigger and the threat that he poses on Earth, because it's literally singularly just to Vegeta, and it's not some evil plan to take over the universe or something. Goku's like, not all at once, just me. And then he looks at Vegeta, it's like, well, man, he did a number on you. You've seen better days, haven't you, Vegeta, man? I'd hate to be in your shoes. Vegeta's like, shut up, Kakarot. Goku says he only has one more senzu bean, and they all kind of like, well, just give it to Vegeta because he's really the only one with you that can cause any issues for this guy. Like, you guys are the only ones that are in the same league as him. And when they see Vegeta eat the senzu bean, Sapari immediately notices that Vegeta's power level literally goes back to the way it was. And I'm wondering, like, Gohan, you know, Gohan probably is strong enough to kind of tangle with these guys. Like, I wish in Dragon Ball GT they did more with him. I'm glad that in this he's at least training, but in Dragon Ball GT they didn't do anything with him. And I'm sure Goku's going to want to fight him alone at least for a little bit. And he tells everybody they need to get out of here because they're gonna, you know, go all out, and it's gonna be tough if there is collateral damage. Vegeta's not so sure even together that they can destroy or, you know, end up defeating Rigger because of the fact that, you know, he's just so powerful. He took Vegeta down and he still had more strength. So more than likely we're going to be seeing a fusion here, in my opinion, if they really can do it together separately. And yeah, they're basically going to let everybody else kind of slide out of here while they decide what they're going to do and what their game plan is. But I'm wondering, like, how, if you guys are going to defeat this guy, he doesn't change his mind, you're going to have to kill him. And if you're going to kill him, then you're going to have not only Sapari, who is going to be really upset at you, but he's got a son, and the son probably has his genes, and his son could come back for revenge after they kill the dad. So I'm wondering how this is going to end, if Rigger is going to be just changing his mind at the very end of it instead of getting destroyed. Everybody else leaves, and Rigger is just curious. Like, he asks, why are you guys all risking your lives for this man who's caused so much pain, so much suffering, so much death and destruction across the galaxy for so many different people. He's destroyed so many different families. I mean, he didn't say all this, but I'm just saying, like, this is all the stuff Vegeta has done. Rigger's just curious, like, why are you guys all doing this? Like, are you guys as bad as he is, basically? Like, or are you guys just that stupid? And Goku gives the answer that he's been giving for a while, and you know, it's the answer for Vegeta, which makes sense. And honestly, it is a good answer. He did those things a long time ago, and he will have to live with the fact that he's done those things, you know, for the rest of his life. But he's changed. Everybody can change. He's changed up to this point. He's not the same Vegeta as he was, even though he can be a jerk sometimes. He is really, really a good guy. And Rigger's like, so you won't leave then? But Goku's excited. He's like, no, this is like the only time that I'll get to fight a pure-blooded Saiyan. And as we saw in DBS Broly, Goku is going to jump at the chance to fight a pure-blooded Saiyan every second that he can get. So he wants to see what kind of techniques he's got, what kind of transformations he's got. He wants to fight Rigger. He's more excited to fight Rigger than he is at defending Vegeta. But Rigger does not like that line of thinking, like, this is a fun game. You think this is, like, just for your amusement? You think I'm here, I'm a fucking clown? Like, no. Like, if you want to stand by his side, you will fall by his side as well. I'm going to take you down as well with the same ferocity that I would take him down. Because for Rigger, this is personal. It's not a game. This is something that he needs to, you know, be able to complete to find some peace and be able to sleep. So Goku asks, how do you want to do this? And Vegeta says, if you want to live, you go all out. Don't go through all the transformations. Just go to the end and show him everything you have. And Goku's like, that's not my style, obviously, but he's like, I'll make it work. Don't worry, I'll try it. And so he starts harnessing his ki, and they both transform to Super Saiyan 4 in a transformation sequence that looks kind of like when Goku and Vegeta transformed into their ultimate forms fighting Gas. And Rigger's starting to get worried because if they both have the quote-unquote assault form, and he barely survived Vegeta's last attack without being able to transform because he had to, he may need to transform to his ultimate form to face off against two of them. And so Rigger does transforming into his assault form, which is what I'm going to be calling Super Saiyan 4 from now on, and they stare at each other across the field. If this was a DBZ episode, this would be 10 episodes right here, just them staring at each other, and then Goku and Vegeta are the ones that end up attacking Rigger this time, as opposed to Rigger attacking Goku and Vegeta and getting the drop on them first. But it looks like Rigger was about to do the exact same thing. You'll see his fist the way it's going, but he didn't get a chance, so he wasn't quick enough. And that is the end of today's chapter, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this chapter of Dragon Ball New Age. I'll have the next chapter as soon as possible. It's going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.